Good afternoon and welcome to another video with me, Lynette. Nettie Reads Too Much. I thought that I would come to you today to tell you what I'm currently reading and aiming to finish in April. I don't normally do TBRs, so I'm just going to tell you about the books that I am reading at the moment. So without further ado, let's talk about the books. So the first book that I'm aiming to finish this month is The Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. This was the Casual Christie Book Club pick for March. Once again, I'm late finishing the book. Hopefully I can finish it before before Louise, the Big Head Bookworm, posts her video about it, so that I can comment as well. Again, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm only about 30% in, but again, I have no idea who did it. I have no idea how. And this is the first in the Miss Marple series that Agatha Christie wrote, so I'm really looking forward to it. I've actually been talking to my mum about this book because Marple is one of her favourites, so I'm just going to get my coffee. Oh. Miss Marple is one of my mum's favourites. She's never read the books, but she's seen all of the TV adaptations, and she said, I can't remember who did it. So I have no idea who did it. My mum can't give me any clues, so big help. Thanks, Mum. And then the next book that I'm already partway through is Fifth Grave Past the Light by Dorinda Jones. This is the fifth book in her Charlie Davidson series. Charlie Davidson is the Grim Reaper. She's also a private investigator, investigating murders and deaths, and also helping solve police cases. And it's also about her love interest, Ray's Farrow. Can't really tell you much about him. You need to read the first book to know who he is. But at the end of the last book, she just found out that Ray's had moved in next door, and it's obviously furthering their relationship while also furthering the backstory of her being the Grim Reaper and the key to heaven. So again, really looking forward to continuing on with that one and getting that one finished. It's due back at the library on the 6th of April. This is probably going up the day after that. So hopefully I finished it and returned it to the library and started the other library book that I've got, which is also due back on the 6th of April. So then the next book that I'm currently reading that I actually only started on, I'm filming this, it would be yesterday, but last week when this video goes up, and that is Beauty and the Beast by May Sage. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's set in a fictional country of Jurina. It's a bit kind of post-apocalyptic, kind of dystopian type. Anyway, something's happened to the government and it's all gone haywire, and basically crime is allowed, and things that were frowned upon before are not. The Beast character runs a sex club and a casino, and the female character, her brother has stolen from him, so she goes to live with him until the debt is paid off, and we go from there. I'm not enjoying it. I like kind of the Beauty and the Beast parallels. The story I'm not overly fond of. I'm growing to like the Belle character more. The Beast character is not as beastly. He's a good guy under everything. He's just got some warped sense of how life should run. But yeah, so it's not too bad. And then my current audiobook is Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. Again, this is a it's a reread, although I'm listening to it. I've read a lot of Terry Pratchett's books over the years. I haven't actually read them all, but my aim is to at some point read them all because I do own them all. And I'm really enjoying it. Note to self, don't listen to Terry Pratchett books on audio when you're in public, because you laugh and people think you're mad. So stop it. Yes, Terry Pratchett, don't recommend listening to in public unless you can actually share it with the people you're with. Terry Pratchett never fails to make me laugh. I love his books, especially love The Hogfather. The Hogfather is Terry Pratchett's Discworld version of Christmas. They have the Hogfather instead of Father Christmas, and his 4 hogs who pull the sleigh. Only something's happened to the Hogfather and death has to take over. So much hilarity ensues because death doesn't really get the human world. And it's just brilliant. I've only got a couple of hours left. And I listen to this while I'm on my way to and from work. So I kind of look forward to my commute to work. Because I get about 40 minutes listening time a day. So hopefully, actually, by the time you're seeing this, I will probably have finished it. And we'll be trying to figure out the next one. So those are the ones that I'm currently on. I then have a couple of books that... Oh, no, actually, I have another one that I'm trying to finish. I have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I got this for free from NatGalley back in January. And I started it in February and I'm struggling to keep going with it, really. I keep getting distracted by all the other little pretties. Anyway, Red Rising is dystopian novel set on Mars. The main character, Darrow, he's been recruited for some kind of rebellion, only there's different colour levels depending on what you do, and he's the lowest of the low. He's a red, and he's been recruited and turned into a gold to infiltrate the golds, and I think there's supposed to be some kind of rebellion that happens. I'm not very far into it, so I'm a bit unsure of what's going on, and at the moment I can't see what all the hype was about, so we'll see how that goes. So my aiming to read for this month that is not started yet, I have 3 books, possibly 4. The first is Craving the Dragon by Jessie Donovan. This is book 11 in her Stonefire Dragons series and follows on immediately from book 10, which was Finding the Dragon. This is Brenna Rossi and Killian O'Shea's story. Killian has had something happen to him in Finding the Dragon, and Brenna is trying to help him, and it's all about how they get to their happy ever after, and furthers the overall arching plotline with the people who are against the dragon clans. So I want to get that read in April, because in May there is a new Scottish clan book coming out, and I want to keep up to date with this series now. So then moving on from that, I have 2 books by an author called J.R. Ward. She currently writes a paranormal romance set in America, Caldwell, New York, and it's called, there's 2 series. There's the Black Dagger Brotherhood, and then there's the Black Dagger Brotherhood Legacy series. In January, she brought out the latest one in the Legacy series, which was Blood Fury. This follows 2 sets of romances, and but they cross over a little into the actual main Black Dagger Brotherhood, because the Brotherhood trainees that the Legacy series is set around. So I want to read that one, and then I want to read one that came out in March called Dearest Ivy, which is a novella set in the main Black Dagger Brotherhood world. I don't know if you get glimpses of the Black Dagger Brotherhood or not, but both of those kind of come before she's got a new release coming in April, and I want to read those before I go on to the new one, just so that I'm fully up to date, because sometimes there's a little bit of backstory, a little bit of backplot, overarching plot, which will come up, and if I'm not up to date with all of the books, then I might have missed something, and you do need to read them in publication order, really. So I want to get to those 2 this month. I don't know whether it will be up before this comes out, but Louise at the Big Herd Bookworm will have a new Agatha Christie novel for us for April. So whatever that one is, I will be looking at that one to get that one read in April. So as soon as I find out, then hopefully I'll be able to tell you what that one is. Obviously, I'm going to have finished Hogfather, so I will need a new Audiobook, I have 96 to choose from. In my currently reads at the moment, so not sure what that will be. Hopefully I'll be able to update you at the end of April on that was. And then basically my aim then is to read books from my list of books that I've aimed to read this year, or at least very least from my back catalogue, even if they're not ones that I've set aside to read this year, although I really do need to read those because it's part of my, what's the word? It's part of my goals for 2018 is to read a fair bit from that list. So we'll see how we get on. So those are my plans for April reading. I hope you've got some great plans for April reading, and I will speak to you all again soon. Goodbye.